to hear what they have to say. But the thing is that I think ideally a candidate, not just a candidate, but a legislator should do this on a regular basis, walk door to door year round and get to know the neighbors. Especially because when you're at their
Meeting.
you can talk to them, very more intimately. Another way to build relationship with the legislator is to welcome people to meet with her regularly and often at a time and location that's convenient for them. So I would love to meet with constituents every Saturday, individually or in groups, as long as the legislature's in session. And a third way to promote a healthy relationship, I think, for the legislator is to show respect.
30 seconds.
Thank you. For the abilities, knowledge, skills, and experiences of the constituency. So my question is the government putting unnecessary demands on people that make life difficult for them to make these decisions, or do they need something beyond what their resources are in the local community? But I do support local decision making. Thank you.
Very much for joining us. Our next candidate is also running for State Rep 27th District, and it's Ken Helm. There he is.
There we go. Trying to adjust the light so everybody can see me. It's so nice to be with you all tonight. Ken Helm, previously representing House, have been in the legislature since, and we, of course, we redistricted and for personal 2020 to CPO1 actually. I live on 96th now, and very, very happily so. And that put me in House District 27 when we redistricted. For those of you who we've crossed paths before, you know that I'm a land use attorney by trade. I've been working in the areas of natural resources, agriculture, land use, and water for several years now at the legislature. And I've tried to take a long-term view on how we manage those resources. And I've been the chair of the Ag, Land Use, and Water Committee now for a couple of terms. I'm going to use this time tonight to do two things. One, answer the question in a couple minutes. And two, to do what I think is a public service announcement about the water issues in Washington County. As many of you may know, the Tualatin Valley Water District has been engaged in a long-term effort to secure water availability for the next 50 to 100 years for our region. And this is to serve both residential, commercial, and industrial purposes. They found that their plans came to fruition just slightly before the pandemic, where they had estimated the cost of expanding their system and providing services to Western Washington County. And then the pandemic hit. And when work was able to resume this past year and bids came in for the work, they found that the work was going to cost considerably more than they thought it would, approximately 30%. And if we, as a state, don't help the water district figure out how to bridge the financial gap here, the burden will fall completely on the ratepayers of Washington County. That was unforeseen, and we need to consider what the water system does for both residential folks and the industry that powers Washington County. Many of you know that the high-tech industrial users in our area depend on high quality, super pure water, and we can provide that. And that's what attracts industry in part to our region, particularly the semiconductor industry. And one of my goals in the next biennium is to help the water district and ensure that the project comes to fruition. They have broken ground and they're far along in their process to provide the center point for their operations, and that needs to be um, we need to support the completion of that project, and it probably is a statewide issue. And so I'm both talking to folks that live and work in CPO1 and my colleagues tonight, because this is a critical of
1
critical
minute remaining.
importance to not only to Washington County, but also the state. As to the challenges that we in CPO1 face, I'd suggest that transportation, like Senator Steiner and Hayward mentioned, is a critical issue. We need to return Highway 10 and Highway 8, Canyon Road, and the Beaverton Hillsdale
15
Highway
seconds.
to local control. And that's going to take two parts to that. One is to do it, and then to fund the repair and reconciliation of those highways to local control so that they actually serve our constituents. The folks of Cedar Hill, Cedar Mill, and Beaverton, particularly Eastern Beaverton, depend on those roads right now. They they're in a no man's land, and ODOT knows it. And I think that there is a window opening by which we can regain control of those roads and make them serve our local community again the way that they used to. So I would suggest that that is a major and important task facing our area, and I'm ready to support that in any way I can. Thanks, and I appreciate being here tonight.
Thanks for joining us, Ken. As she mentioned in the chat, our next candidate is Lisa Reynolds, who is running for state rep in the 34th district.
Great.
Welcome, Lisa.
Great. Thank you all. Thanks for hosting this forum and for having me here this evening. My name is Lisa Reynolds. I use she, her pronouns. I'm a state representative running for my second term in Oregon House District 34. I don't know if you want to show the map, Virginia. The eastern part of my district includes CPO 7. And so I am or CPO 1, I'm sorry. And then the other part is CPO 7. So I live in CPO 7, but just over the border from CPO 1. So I'm a neighbor. But more importantly, the clinic in which I've been a pediatrician for over 20 years is in CPO 1. It's adjacent to, but independent from St. Vincent Hospital. That's important to me, to be working for an independent practice. And I do want to say House District 34 includes the communities of Cedar Hill, Bonnie Slope, the Five Oaks community of Beaverton, as well as Bethany and Sunset West. So if any of you all live there, please vote for me. But I will tell you, the 25 years of being a pediatrician in, it turns out, CPO1 it's been the honor of a lifetime to be trusted by parents as they bring their babies and children to me. And it's that work, which serves people in this very community, both my House District 34, as well as your CPO1 and CPO 7 and beyond, has really shown me what is working and not working for Oregon families. That's why I got into politics in the first place, and it's been a great journey. I'm finishing up my first term, and I will also say that this year my campaign has knocked on 8,000 doors, and we've made 9,000 phone calls. And I will tell you that what I'm hearing, at least from House District 34, which I know is only partly CPO1 and partly CPO 7, the three main things I hear about have been certainly talked about tonight: housing and the lack of what we call starter homes. And I reflect on the fact that when I moved to Oregon in 1994, I was able to buy a house in Northeast for $130,000. I then, 10 years later, was able to sell that for more and buy a second home, which was a bit of a stretch for my husband at the time and I. So that kind of building of personal wealth as a 30-year-old is just not available to so many people in Oregon these days. And we need to think of other ways to build starter homes. I have been impressed with some of the construction I've seen in Bethany, which I know is CPO7, in terms of trying to make smaller homes that can be offered at a little bit more reasonable pricing. I will tell you, when it comes to housing, what I'm hearing from my neighbors is a concern with deep empathy and also a little bit of worry about our homeless situation, and will there be homeless people eventually camping in our neighborhoods. And what I tell them is the legislature is doing everything they can to build as many units of housing as possible. We know that Oregon's homeless problem is first and foremost a lack of affordable housing, which I alluded to a few minutes ago about buying a house. And so we're working to build units of affordable housing for sure. Yes, we do have them now, Virginia. Unfortunately, it's not enough. We don't have enough affordable housing to take care of our homeless families. I'm sure you've heard that Beaverton School District has among the highest rate of homeless youth in the state. And these are young people who are couch surfing. And just try to imagine for a minute being a family who doesn't know how long you'll be welcome in your neighbor's
1 minute remaining.
or your family's living room. Lastly, I'm also hearing about transportation and schools, and I urge you all to vote for the bond measure this fall, which will help us fully fund our schools and fully staff our classrooms so that we can keep Beaverton School District classroom sizes at a level that really allows every child to get the attention he or she deserves. So in closing, I hope you'll consider voting for me. I've been a pediatrician in the community here. It's really an honor. It's been an honor to be a pediatrician, but it's really an honor to be up here asking for your support and your vote. I did put my email address. I'm very easy to reach, as well as my website. And all I can say is this is going to be a very tight election at many levels, maybe not so much House District 34. However, it's really important we all get out there and vote. Ballots will be coming out in 2 weeks, need to be mailed on or before November 8th. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lisa. Our next panelist is Sunita Garg to tell us about the Beaverton School District bond measure. Welcome.
Thank you, Virginia, and congratulations to you and Bruce, and thanks for your services. My name is Sunita Garg, and I am the Beaverton School District Board member. Today, I'm going to be talking about the levy option, and thanks, Lisa, for mentioning that. On November 8th, voters will have an opportunity to decide whether to renew a 5-year local option levy. If passed, the proposed levy renewal would fund approximately 286 teaching positions, and that is a lot. Currently, that's 18% of our teachers' pool. It will help us to maintain class sizes and help prepare students for high school endeavors. The proposed levy renewal is projected to raise approximately $39 to $43 million annually. Over a 5-year period, the proposed levy renewal would raise about $205 million. And I want to emphasize this is a renewal, so the tax rate stays the same. If passed, the proposed levy renewal would continue the existing tax rate of $1.25 per $1,000 of assessed property value. A homeowner with an average assessed property value of $303,021 would continue to pay approximately $32 per month, or about $379 per year. In the time where the kids are the teachers are trying to close the learning gaps post-pandemic, there's a lot of mental and emotional problems and issues that the kids are facing because of the pandemic. It would be really, really bad if this levy does not pass, because the good educators are the backbone of our educational system. This school year, the current local option levy is budgeted to pay for 286 teachers, which is 150 teachers for elementary schools, 48 teachers at middle school level, 60 68 teachers at high school levels and 20 teachers at option schools. To see a breakdown of levy-funded teachers by school, there is an attached map that you can see, and I'm going to try to put this PDF here, and we can look at what is going to happen for CPO, the schools that are in CPO1, and I can see some of them. Tumwater, currently this levy is paying for 5.8 teachers. Cedar Mill School, 3 teachers. Bonnie Slope, 6 teachers. Every school there is if the levy does not pass, every school will be impacted because our current budget does not have money to pay for these teachers. And with the ESSER's fund sunsetting in 2024, that will be also, that will take money from our general fund. And ESSER funds does not pay for teachers, but it does pay for social workers, nurses, health for mental and emotional problems for the kids. Oh, okay, sorry about that. There is also, let me give you another site that will help, which would be the Beaverton School District. Hold on, I think I had put it in before, and
we'll find it and post it. We don't want you to have to waste your time.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah,
we'll that sounds good.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So the other thing that I want to say is that there are 2 sites that I would like you guys to look at. One is the Beaverton School District Local Option Levy site, which is more educational. And then the other one is yesforbeavertonschools.org. That is more for advocacy. So if you believe in this levy, that it's going to do good for kids and the schools and the educational system, and you want to support more than just by voting yes, there are more ways you can support this levy. You can volunteer, you can donate for campaigning costs, you can spread the word. So we really, really need the help. November 8th elections, there are so many candidates, good races being run, and so we need people to pay attention to this too, because if it doesn't pass, it will be very impactful for our students and our schools and educational system. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We'll try to find that file. I think Bruce is working on that. And
actually, I can give it to you. I have it right here. Hold on.
Yeah, it needs to be like an HTTP.
So hold on. So something happened here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you hear that? Okay, I want to stop that. Stop it. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, let me put it in my chat. There is a
perfect. We're going to go ahead and move on to our next measure, and we'll be sure to share that file that you wanted to share as soon as we get it.
Sure,
and
sounds good.
Our next measure, I thought it was Michael Cox, but now we have someone else to talk about the PCC measure. I just promoted someone named Michael. Hi.
Hi, everybody. It's me. It's Michael Cox, and I'm the campaign manager for the PCC bond campaign. I do know that we have Lori Cremona Wagoner here, and she's the vice chair of the PCC board. If it's possible for
sure.
For her to speak on this, she'd be much better than me. But if not, I can handle it.
Yeah, I think she's already a panelist, so.
I'm here. I can do it, Michael. If you.
There we go. You can tag team.
Hi, Lori.
Hi.
Go.
Sorry, the lighting was so bad when I turned on the video. I had to move, so sorry about that.
All right,
okay.
I'll turn it over to you, Lori.
Of Zoom.
Okay. So can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yep,
okay,
you're
great.
fine.
Okay. Okay, so we're here to talk about the PCC bond, the Portland Community College bond. So you probably all know that Portland Community College serves the Portland metro area, but it's also Oregon's largest post-secondary higher education institution. We serve over 50,000 students, and more than 50% of those students, similar to the Beaverton School District, like we were just talking about, face food and housing insecurity and have experienced homelessness. So what Portland Community College really aims to do, I'm sure you all know, is educate a skilled workforce, skill up the workforce to benefit our community and benefit the economy. So a win-win for everyone involved. We want to prepare students who can also successfully transfer to a four-year school if that's the right path for them. And also enrich the entire community. So we also offer lifelong learning options. And at the same time, build a greener workforce and shrink our carbon footprint and be a steward, a financial steward, a great financial steward of the public dollars. So over the years, the taxpayers have invested in the future of our community by supporting Portland Community College through bonds. This bond program specifically, though, ensures that the college all the bond programs ensure that the college can continue to provide that high quality education for our students to get the skills and the job training and make sure that we can help them build successful careers that meet the needs of today's economy. So in 2017, you might all remember that we passed a bond focused on taking care of the current college assets. We were also focused on addressing safety and security and updating technology. That bond also funded the renovation of the Sylvania Campus Health Technology Building, the Portland Metropolitan Workforce Training Center, and the Cascade Campus Public Safety Building. This bond in fiscal year 22, sorry about that, is at a rate of 38 cents per $1,000 of assessed value. And so it would maintain the current rate from that 2017 bond. So there would not be any increase in taxes because the outstanding debt is scheduled to decline. So we can actually raise more money at the same tax rate this year to fund just a limited set, the most critical set of projects that we need to fund. And those projects are similar in focus. We need to take care of those current college assets, update the spaces that we have to meet the current job training needs and current learning needs of our students, improve accessibility, both physical accessibility and technical accessibility to meet the needs of the hybrid learning that our students expect today, and also enhance the health, the safety, and the lifespan of those facilities. We need to make sure that we continue to invest to maintain the facilities that we've already invested in. Many of the projects, and if you want us to go into detail or we can provide you the website, I think that's probably the best idea, are in Washington County at the Sylvania and Rock Creek campuses and elsewhere. And so we would greatly appreciate your support and greatly appreciate being here today.
Thank you. I've turned Michael's video off just so that we could focus on you. He can certainly come back on if he wants to. But I think we're done with the 10-ring circus part of our program tonight. And now is the time for anyone that has questions for any of our candidates or the representatives of the measures. Raise your hand or put something in the chat or let us know. I'm not seeing anything popping up. Maybe everybody did such a good job that we know how we're going to vote, which was part of the point of the evening. Bruce, are you seeing anybody popping up? Do you have any questions for anybody?
I don't see anybody popping up. And
we could always just be done.
We could just be done. I appreciated the by and large the answers about what issues are affecting CPO1.
Yeah, I think they got the point. Yeah. That you know, it's a two-way, and we want people to represent us. We don't just want people to go to the legislature or to whatever office they want to hold to be themselves. We want them to reflect our needs too. It's a representative democracy.
Leon, you got your hand up.
Yeah, I wanted to let you know, because I'm running for a state office, it's really hard to balance. Okay, your question about your issues is the question that everybody has. There's 4,219,000 some odd people in Oregon, and about 3 million of them are voters, and they're all asking, what are you going to do for me? The problem is that at a statewide, and Joe Ray Perkins is going to have the same problem at the statewide level, we're not supposed to be the guy who deals with every tiny little problem. We're supposed to be the one who takes everybody's problem and then finds a balance. And the first thing that occurred to me when I was trying to describe this to people was that the only way it would happen is if the state stayed out of the way. If the federal government got out of our way, if the state got out of our way, if we allowed the counties and the cities to handle their business and then kind of maybe acted as mediators down the road when it just got to the point where we couldn't get things done correctly, that would go a long way to understanding it. And what we have now is not that. It's the other way around. They just make this is the way it's going to be. So to bring up a couple of issues, I am not a fan of either of the measures that were provided today. I looked at them both, and I don't think that they're appropriate for your area. But that's not my decision. That's your decision, and I can have an opinion on it, and I can share my opinion, but I can't tell you how to vote.
Well, we appreciate you showing up, and we have a saying here in CPO1: the world is run by those who show up. So
that's right.
We don't know if you're going to run the world or not, but we do appreciate you joining us. I believe that we're actually done, and that without seeing any more hands up, we can all go back to our normal lives 13 minutes early. What do you think, Bruce?
I got to say, I'm humbled by the reception that the candidates gave to our little CPO. We're one of 4 CPOs in the county, and arguably we have some of the better, far-reaching agenda topic collections. And you all really sort of made that point for us that we are working
the
for
little CPO that could.
We're working for the common good, and may the best candidate win.
We are. Okay. Well, gang, we'll be doing something or other next month. I don't think we have. Yeah, actually, I'm not sure.
No, we're going to. No.
And if you're not getting our newsletter, please go to the Washington County website and dig your way through the new web pages and find a way to sign up there. You can go to the CPO1 Facebook page and sign up for our own newsletter that we control. I sent out a message today. Hope you all got it. We try to stay in touch with people, and we want to hear from you. And we'll see you all next month. Bye.
Hey, Virginia.
Hey.